Typically, when choosing a war base to run, it's going to be the determining factor on whether your clan wins or loses the war. So we have the best war bases for you between Town Hall 9 and Town Hall 15. In order to bring you the 7 war bases, we have been sponsored by Blueprint. Blueprint is a professional base building organization with a wide variety of pro players and pro builders. If you are one to get more caught up and change your bases often and want to stay up to date with the current meta, you can always go ahead and check their website. These come in base packs, which are going to be in a wide variety of Town Hall levels, and if you plan on purchasing one, consider using my code CORRUPT at checkout for a 10% off your purchase. We'll be showcasing the recommended clan castle troops alongside the base, so you're able to screenshot that, but all the links to them are going to be in the description below. So let's start with Town Hall 9. This Town Hall 9 anti-2-star base forces the attacker to attack from the top side, making it sure that they are only able to get a 1-star or a low percent 2-star. There's also clever bait for stuff such as Zap Dragons, the Witch Slap, and of course the Lavaloon and Hog Rider attacks thanks to the no-fly zones and Springtrap placement with red air bombs away from the air defenses. This unorthodox Town Hall 10 anti-3-star base has a single Inferno and a multi-target Inferno on opposite sides. The single Inferno is there designed to stop the traditional log launcher or wall wrecker in a very common style of attack such as Bow Witch or Hope, while also being able to defend such attacks with a multi-Inferno by the Town Hall and the Barbarian King. The air defense placement is also incredibly difficult at making sure that dragons don't get nearly as much value, with there being storages in between to make it very difficult for the dragons to push through, alongside Lavaloon, and making it to where the air defenses are placed in around a ring while the air bombs are within the core, and makes it really simple for the balloons to start working into the core to get smashed. The Hog Riders are also not a great option with all the spring traps and the giant bombs scattered around. Even the multi-Inferno is going to help with this, and with the Barbarian King there, it makes it look really easy. Now on this anti-3-star Town Hall 11 base, we have a lot of bait for different strategies. E-Drags are going to be forced to split, and even if they were to get into the core, there are Seeking Air Mines waiting for them. Not only that, but the Zap Witches, another common strategy, won't really be able to get through this base very well, considering the Expos, Mortars, and Wizard Towers are placed in great spots alongside the core, not really having a lot of value and nothing really to align outside of the Eagle Artillery. And it will force you to bring in wall breakers at the early moment, which can usually not be a good thing with this witch attack. Not only that, but Lavaloon is really well defended with corner air defenses alongside very minimal value for these Zap Dragons, and it makes any type of Lavaloon incredibly difficult with proper air bomb placement. Not only that, but with how the Wizard Towers and Splash is distributed alongside the air sweepers, it makes a drag bed attack also incredibly difficult. For this Town Hall 12 anti-3-star war base, this is my personal favorite. There's so much bait for stuff like E-Drags, considering you have to fly in away from the sweepers in order to get something, and it's the same way with the Zap Dragons. But in hindsight, the Zap Dragons gets very little value with the way air defenses are placed. Even stuff like Lavaloon is really difficult and forcing you to go in for the enemy Archer Queen protected by a bunch of traps, the King, and even a ground Expo, making it extremely difficult already. The Lavaloon pathing is not great and it's really going to struggle. Stuff such as Zap Witches is also baited with very minimal zap value, and even though the Inferno and the Eagle Artillery are in a good spot, you don't have the proper tools to allow your log launcher to get all the way to the Town Hall, since it's not possible. This is the same thing for a battle blimp, as you cannot use a battle blimp from the other side, as a well-placed tornado or even the Seeking Air Mines will pop it earlier before it reaches the Town Hall. I questioned this Town Hall 13 War Base initially, thinking it wasn't good, but it's actually an incredibly good base, especially since it looks easy than it actually is. With the core being consisting of a lot of traps, this is specifically designed to counteract the Super Archer blimp, or really any type of blimp for that matter. The single Infernos are also a prevalent threat against any sort of charge attacks, such as the Queen Charge or a Sui hero, but it also makes it really difficult for things such as Lavaloon, Electro Dragons, Dragons, and even Witches from the top part of the base. A lot of bait for Flame Flingers in order to make sure that you're able to defend them, such as the Ground Expos and the Mortars, in key spots in order to oppose the use of the Flame Flinger. From there are also openings in the walls to make any sort of pathing with a Queen Charge incredibly difficult, and also for the wall breakers almost non-existent. On this Town Hall 14 anti-3-star base, there's a lot of different bait in order to counteract the Electro Dragons, and it's also able to force them to attack from the top part of the base. From the bottom, the Eagle is trapped up with the King and the Grand Warden to disrupt the Sui hero from that spot. Ground Expos by the Clan Castle and by the Eagle to force a Flame Flinger to pop. Same with the Mortars by other key buildings, including the Scatter Shots, making it an incredibly difficult option, with other defenses such as cannons, archer towers, and wizard towers scattered around to prevent rocket balloon snipes. This also is really difficult with the Clan Castle and the single Inferno being overlapped to force a Queen to either deal with the enemy Clan Castle troops or deal with the single Inferno, or both. A battle blimp from the opposite side is also really difficult with a well-placed tornado right by the town hall, making a safe blimp really difficult if it uses balloons. The multi-inferno within the core is also designed in order to counteract and make sure it's really hard to deal with any sort of balloons that go in that spot, making them die pretty much instantly if they don't have the Grand Warden ability over it. And last but not least, we have the Town Hall 15 anti-3-star War Base. It has a poison spell tower and an invisibility spell tower. The invisibility spell tower is designed on making the Queen Charges a lot more difficult and basically making it a living nightmare, while the poison spell tower and Monolith are designed at disrupting the Sui hero from the Eagle side, making an Eagle position really difficult and getting you very minimal value. Not only that, but the Ground Expo and Mortars are placed in a way to protect key defenses away from the Flame Flinger, preventing any sort of rocket balloon type attacks, but also making it really difficult for Electro Dragons, with the core being a bit more spread out and not allowing yourself to get a lot of value from the battle blimp. With air defenses placed on 4 corners, it makes it really difficult for you to also send in dragons like this. The core Infernos are also designed on making any sort of Lalo incredibly difficult, and Dragon Riders also very difficult, with seeking air mines within each of them. Not only that, but a Super Archer blimp is also not really a great option, with 2 seeking air mines in the core alongside very minimal value for it within the core. With the meta always changing, there is always going to be a need for new bases every so often, so I would recommend getting a new base from Blueprint from their website. But if you don't want to do that, you can always come over to my Discord server, where we're giving you free bases every month.